You have failed at something before. Maybe a relationship that ended the same way as the last one. Maybe a financial decision that went wrong exactly like it did before. Maybe a pattern at work you swore you'd never repeat. And at the time, you felt it, the full weight of it. You swore to yourself, never again. I learned my lesson. I know exactly what went wrong. And then months later, sometimes years later, you did it again. And you couldn't understand why. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't stupidity. It wasn't that you didn't care enough. It was your brain. Your brain deleted the lesson on purpose without telling you. And this video is going to explain exactly how and why. Most people believe memory works like a camera. You experience something, the brain records it, you store it. You can play it back whenever you want, more or less accurately. That is not how memory works. That has never been how memory works. Memory is not a recording. It is a reconstruction. Every single time you remember something, your brain does not pull up a saved file. It rebuilds that memory from scratch, using whatever fragments it kept, whatever your current emotional state is, whatever story makes the most sense to you right now. And every single time it rebuilds that memory, it changes it. Sometimes slightly, sometimes significantly. Scientists call this memory reconsolidation, and it means that the memory you have right now of your worst failure is not what actually happened. It is your brain's current version of what happened, edited, adjusted, softened, a little more comfortable than the original, every single time you remembered it. Now, here's where it gets more specific. When something painful happens, your brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone, and high cortisol levels during a painful experience send a signal to the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory, to blur the details of what just happened. Not erase them completely, just blur them. Make them less sharp, less specific, less physically painful to hold. Why does it do this? Because if your brain stored every painful experience in full, sharp, painful detail, you would not be able to function. The weight of fully remembering every mistake, every failure, every humiliation in complete detail would be paralyzing. So your brain makes a trade. It gives up accuracy in exchange for functionality. It blurs the sharpest edges of painful memories so you can get up the next morning and keep going. For most of human history, this was a survival mechanism. It kept people moving forward instead of being crushed by the past. The problem, the specific problem that affects you right now, is that the details your brain chose to blur are exactly the details you needed. The specific moment the decision went wrong, the exact thing you said that changed everything, the precise point where you ignored the warning sign, gone, softened, made comfortable, before you even realized it was happening. And then it goes even further, because it is not just the details that get changed, your role in the story gets changed too. Researchers have found that when people recall past failures, they almost always rewrite their role in one of two ways. They make themselves the victim. The circumstances were against me. I didn't have a real choice. Anyone would have done the same thing. Or they make themselves the hero. I actually handled that pretty well considering. I learned so much from that experience. I came out stronger. Both of those versions feel true. Both of them contain some truth, but neither of them is the version that helps you grow. The version that helps you grow is the student version. I made a specific mistake. Here is the exact decision that went wrong. Here is precisely what I would do differently. That version is the most painful to hold, so the brain edits it out every time until it is gone. And this is the specific reason why intelligent, experienced, well-intentioned people keep repeating the same patterns. Not because they didn't try to learn, not because the experience didn't matter to them, but because the lesson, the specific, precise, actionable lesson, was blurred and rewritten before it could be properly stored. The relationship ends the same way because the specific behavior that caused it has been softened into a general feeling of things not working out. The financial decision goes wrong the same way because the exact moment of bad judgment has been rewritten into bad luck or bad timing. The work situation repeats because the precise thing you did has been edited into a story about difficult circumstances. You are not living your life on repeat because you are weak. You are living it on repeat because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting you from pain at the cost of your growth. So what do you actually do about this? The answer is frustrating.